Hey, what's happening, gamers? It's Amber here with KwingsLetsPlays. Hope you guys are having a great day today. And today we're checking out the Gamescom Indie Showcase. It should be starting in just a few minutes. So, it says 4 minutes. 385 people are waiting for this. And you can find this on Gamescom on their YouTube channel. But I'm watching it here, so this should be about an hour and a half. And it's just gonna showcase a lot of just indie games. I'm not sure what they're gonna show for indie games, honestly, so I guess we'll just have to find out. So great to see you guys and gals, and hope everyone's day is going great. Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm sorry to about the news about Peter Cullen. He was a great voice of Optimus Prime, and obviously he had a lot of warmth in his voice and made a great example for a lot of us who grew up with the Transformers and um, basically helped create the character of Optimus Prime, who was a very kind Autobot that, led everyone to victory and fought against evil. And Optimus Prime, I'm very thankful Optimus Prime was a big part of many childhoods, and he will be missed, definitely. Um, okay, guys, I'm just gonna, this should be starting in just literally a few seconds or so. Oh, thank you, Kerwin. That's very kind. You're awesome too. Hope everyone's day is going great. Hi, Jarrell. Hi, Eyes of Joy. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Kerwin. Hello, Megrim Locking, and hello everyone. Hope you guys and gals are doing great. So I'm just playing Pokopia while I'm waiting, and this is our cat Link. He is very he's a cool he's a very sweet little cat. So right now I'm doing the like the new update in Pokopia, and yeah, just trying to finish like some of the whenever there's a new update in a game and I haven't finished the old update, it's like I'm just like pushed to kind of like I'm pushing myself to kind of get some of the old stuff done so I can focus on the new update. So yeah, I've been so for this for Gamescom so far, I really liked they've shown a lot of different games here. Today we saw some of a game made by Sega, I think something Heaven, and I think it's by the people who made Yakuza, the Yakuza games. It looked kind of interesting. And yesterday we saw some information about Mega Man. So as far as I remember, yeah. So honestly, I feel like Capcom is really dominating. They've shown a lot of my favorite games they've shown are Capcom games. Okay, I'm just going to like make sure that this didn't like time out or something.
Akte 1
All right, so this is supposed to be starting. It is now 1:30. This is supposed to be starting like now. So, hey, hi everyone. Hi, Eyes of Joy. Hi OH. Hi everyone. I know this is supposed to be starting like right now. It says 1:30. It's supposed to be starting now. Honestly, yeah, technically the actual show starts at 2, but it obviously says 1:30 p.m. It's supposed to show, so maybe like there's a pre-show at 1:30, I don't know. Mm. Yeah, so I'm still, oh, you're trying to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance? That's cool. Yeah, I don't know, I think literally there's 727 people waiting now. So I'm thinking that, alright, I was gonna just try to play music, so I've got... Okay, guys, so I just, I put on the starting soon screen because I don't know if they're gonna start in 20 minutes. I have no idea. So I'll probably just put the starting soon thing back on, guys, and then when I see them start, then I'll just, it'll probably, oh, here we go. Okay, they're finally starting. Well, hey Blues Cat, hi Marcus, hi Tim Reed. Hi everyone, hope you guys and gals are doing great. Yeah, hopefully it's good, Granddaddy Otaku, I agree. Yep, 15 minutes to go, guys. And I'm just chilling here with my Pokopia. Oh, I forgot to do something I was gonna do today. I forgot. Alright, here we go, everyone.
Every year,
Starting the
hundreds of
Indie
indie developers
Showcase.
flock to GAMESCOM to get their games into the hands of players. Welcome to the GAMESCOM Awesome Indie Show 2026. Coming up, we're highlighting some of the coolest, weirdest, most impressive, most ingenious independent games from this year's GAMESCOM. You can expect exclusive trailers and gameplay reveals, in-depth game previews, and interviews with the people bringing these games to life.
I made a game about just walking around in this environment.
So don't go anywhere. The GAMESCOM Awesome Indie Show 2026 starts right now.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show. I'm Damon Hatfield, coming to you from IGN's Los Angeles studio. Gamescom is a celebration of gaming worldwide, and every year, hundreds of studios from nearly 70 countries around the world make their way to Cologne, Germany to share their work with you. And the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show is a chance to showcase some of the coolest new projects from independent developers. You might know some of them, others might be brand new, but they're all doing incredible work. But like I said, Gamescom is an international affair, and the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show wouldn't be possible without all of IGN's teams around the globe working together. It's time to check in with my esteemed colleague across the pond, Jane Douglas.
Thanks, Damon. I'm here in IGN's brand new London studio. Coming up, we'll be showing you a ton of trailers and dropping some exclusive release date reveals. But we'll also bring you some hands-on previews and talk to some devs about how these games came to life. In just a moment, we'll hit the Gamescom show floor to see some indies out in the wild. But first, there are millions of games out there to keep track of. And here at IGN, we pride ourselves on helping you find what to play next. Scan the QR code on screen and you'll be able to easily wishlist any games shown during the Gamescom Awesome Indies show or elsewhere in our Gamescom coverage. Now, let's hand things over to our field team.
Thanks, Jane. You're watching the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show.
We're here on the Gamescom show floor, and it's massive and full of incredible video games to play.
That's right, and in just a bit, we'll get to play some awesome indie games, but first, it's time for some trailers. These next games take a classic idea and add a whole new spin to them.
Let's take a look at our first batch of games right here on the Gamescom Awesome Indies show.
Okay, little by little.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm so scared right now, but it's okay. We got this.
You have 25 deaths. No!
26.
Oh my gosh! No! Why did you stop before? Okay, there's a bomb. Do not stop the car.
lobby secretary, you play a crucial role, and I realize this may be challenging because you are a cat. While your office work has been exemplary, it has come to our attention that you have been doing tasks outside your purview. Ha ha ha. Although we may joke, this is no laughing matter. Among your offenses, you have been misusing company resources, destroying Doc's property, violating our non-compete clause, seducing our middle management, and sleeping on the job. Your personal improvement plan is to be a good corporate asset with a silly little face and tiny toe beans. Remember, the executives are always watching. Because they care about your performance. Thank you for listening. Your constant commitment to improvement will someday make you adequate. Wonderful! Now go be the best cat secretary you can be.
Meet Pawn, a tanuki with a good heart and a talent for doing things later. The Matsuri Festival is right around the corner. Let's just say it has seen better centuries. So Pawn gets to work. A letter here, a package there, and a totally necessary backflip to top it off. Friends to make, games to play, activities to do, stories to share, and a little quiet pride in a job done just right. And our Pawn, he's ready to make a difference. All it takes, one long summer to fix what matters most. Tanuki Pawn Summer. Wishlist now.
Solving a murder, navigating complex, intersecting political philosophies, and making morally gray decisions sounds complicated under ideal circumstances. But something tells me it's even harder when you're under lockdown in an apartment building on the eve of a world war. If you're a fan of Disco Elysium, keep an eye on this one. Here's Glass House.
If, on a morning shift, you end up finding 3 corpses under your roof, what would you do? You call the vassals. Nah, there's a war outside. They'd arrest you out of caution. You solve the mystery. Good. You won't be alone. Your party are your flatmates. Though, can you trust them? No. Maybe you should run away. But how can you? The fiefdom of London stock is in lockdown. So, let me ask you again, comrade. If, on a morning shift, you find yourself trapped in a crime scene, what would you do? There's a spectre haunting the fiefdom of London stock.
Trapped both in his lockdown apartment building and the dystopian society of London stock, Wildemar is having an extremely bad day. Stepping into his shoes in atmospheric isometric RPG Glass House means dealing with the demands of the strange and abrasive residents, wrestling with a web of competing ideologies, and investigating a triple murder, all with a blinding hangover. Between its political musings, bleakly funny setting, and human train wreck of a protagonist, comparisons with Disco Elysium are unavoidable. Glass House wears its inspiration firmly on its sleeve, but it's shaping up to be much more than just a clone. One standout is its turn-based combat. When things turn ugly, you're free to turn to fists or any weapons discovered during the investigation, rolling dice to inflict damage on the opponent's health. But words can also be just as impactful as violence. While the enemy keeps swinging punches, Wildemare can deploy different styles of negotiation instead, ranging from aggressive to persuasive to subversive and more, to damage their threat instead of their health, gradually calming them down. In the process, their resistances and weaknesses to particular kinds of argument will be revealed. But you can't just keep hammering away with the same approach once you discover a crack in the armor. Using the same argument multiple times in a row lessens its effectiveness, and each can only be used a certain number of times total before it's exhausted. A clever debater weaves it between different lines of attack to wear the target down. The strength of those different styles is determined by Wildemare's political outlook. Instead of upgrading traditional RPG stats with skill points, you invest points of view into ideologies, each inspired by real-world politics but reimagined to fit this strange world. Invest in the collectivist philosophy of holisticism, and the power of sensible arguments increases, while committing to capitalistic confucianism as the path to becoming more persuasive. Over the course of the game, more points of view are earned by musing on different political dilemmas thrown out by the world of London stock. Is the lockdown justified, for example, or an infringement on personal freedoms? Whatever your answer, you get to invest further in your chosen ideologies. Each particular combination even confers its own unique title, like the philosophical equivalent of a D&D class. Want to be a warmongering sophist? Well, better commit yourself to mixing colonialism and holisticism, the perfect build for somehow being the most reasonable guy in the room while also furiously berating anyone who disagrees with you. Of course, these decisions also affect what dialogue and choices are available while exploring the building, interacting with people and objects, and reacting to the director and the choir, the two voices in Wildemare's head that narrate and offer running commentary. Each ideology opens up its own possible courses of action based on how many points are invested in it, and every NPC has their own political compass too, determining how they react in dialogue and what weaknesses and strengths they have in a verbal sparring match. It's not just a load of empty debate though. Even outside of the thorny issue of the unsolved murders, there are all sorts of moral choices to be made. As deputy head of a condominium, one of Wildemare's first responsibilities in the game is to hand out the week's meager rations. Who gets a share and how much, however, is up to the player. They can be greedily hoarded, unfairly distributed in exchange for bribes, or portioned out according to apparent need, and you better believe that those that go hungry will remember it. With resources so scarce inside the building, the game's surprisingly extensive crafting system is another key feature. Items gathered from unattended drawers and cupboards can be combined to make equipment like bandages, onion soup, and joints. These can be useful in combat, open up dialogue options in conversation, or in the case of lockpicks, unlock whole new areas to snoop around in for clues. Altogether, these systems point to an experience that, behind all the very Disco Elysium-style dark humor and surreal world building, is going to be something a bit more mechanically varied than its obvious inspiration. It looks a touch closer to the feel of a traditional CRPG, only with fewer fireballs and more authoritarianism. It's an interesting twist on the formula and certainly makes it clear that Glass House is more than just an imitator. Now we just need to figure out which of the ideologies best justifies unlocking every door in the building and stealing everything that isn't nailed down.
This is your last day, Wield. And I am sorry for that.
It's time for more from the Gamescom Awesome Indies show. And wouldn't it be cool if there was a game, a Metroidvania even, about a cannon that thinks it's a sparrow?
Robin.
Well, good news, there is. Let's find out more about a game called About Cannons and Sparrows right here at Gamescom Awesome Indies show.
No, not Azrael versus Batman and Robin. You're giving me shots of Batman solo, Azrael, Alfred, all kinds of stuff. But also,
About Cannons and Sparrows is a Metroidvania action-adventure with a little cannon which hatches from an egg and thinks it's a bird. He cannot shoot at the very beginning, so he tries to find its own ways to solve problems. The title, it's a German phrase which means to crack a nut with a sledgehammer, so to put too much effort in something.
Sorry guys, a little down today.
When I started a new company, I used to work like 20
away.
years in the advertising industry, and this phrase was something I had in my mind when it comes to human resources and night shifts and so on. And so we started to call our company which we started about cannons and sparrows to make things differently. But after a while, we came up with the idea to make a game out of
just
some visuals
a little
we
devastated,
made.
guys.
I needed something which is a little bit more for me, a little bit more directly for the audience, and making your own product is something quite new to us. And yeah, this is the main reason to make something for us. This game reflects what we experience. So this is why you play this little cannon in the world and you're a little bit lost. And you always think, okay, now I need to shoot something. You're always trying to go the easiest way, but the game
Just focus on getting
kind of
screenshots for Nightfall, honey.
And when we started, we thought, okay, what is the easiest way for us to make a game? And we thought about a platformer. And after we showed our first concept, the people who saw that
but
told us, okay,
don't get chocolate all over the computer.
Yeah. It's not the easiest way to make your first steps into the gaming development. I created all those characters by sculpting them in VR. I really had a burnout these days. And I tried to find something which brings me back. And VR sculpting was completely different. It was like putting up your headset, being in a different world and just shutting everything down and you're just doing something. And this brought me back into creativity. I think there's always some spark anywhere. So in my case, it was gaming. It was something I always thought of. Since I was a kid, I wanted to make games, but I never was able to. And so the Unreal Engine and the modern, the modern tools are helping me with that. And maybe for others, the spark sits somewhere else. So like when I started sculpting with something, maybe took out some clay, some real clay into something.
Yeah,
like
Dragon's
that.
Dog was coming back. Yeah, I'm not doing VR, guys.
I'm here with Nico from About Cannons and Sparrows, and I really, really want to play the game. Can I, Nico?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, let's go. Let's see what it's all about. So I got to play a bit of the demo, and to be honest, that is very, very fun. Like usually, like jumping and all that is not like my go-to games to play, but this one
is your
looks so
typical
cute. I think the cannon is
platforming
very
game, but you play as a
smooth to handle.
cannon.
It felt very natural, and also the game.
I
dev
get
said
mad
that I
Super
managed
Meat
to
Boy
do a jump
vibes from
that
this, but
most
without
people
the
don't
crazy death
succeed on the
machines.
first try. So there's that. Okay, so here I am, the backseat gamer.
I haven't told my dad yet.
How are you enjoying the game so far?
My
What's
dad
interesting
really
for you?
liked Optimus.
It looks really cool. I mean, the idea is quite funny because I'm a flying cannon and I'm not yet able to shoot, I think, but I'm flying. I like it, yeah.
That was a lot of fun, and to recognize that and your amazing achievement in this game, we have something for you.
Why is the voice delayed in, because Xbox is having problems with its, streaming service. Like, I can try to refresh it, but it might jam up, so... no point, really. Yeah, I know, Andrew.
One of the core principles of gaming is, of course, getting good. Sometimes that's the player's sole responsibility, but many games make that grind more fun through satisfying progression. Whether that's finding new items in a Metroidvania, unlocking new upgrades in a roguelike, or even just earning some XP and assigning some skill points. The next bunch of awesome indies are all about growing stronger. Take a look.
Weird pinball game. Pinball shooter roguelite? No. How does a pinball roguelite work? Interesting concept, but I don't think this was a good execution of it. Shooter elements in a pinball game. That's wild. Demo's out now. Where are the good games at? Marcus, this is all indie games, man. These are smaller developers that are, you know, they don't have their own publisher. They make their stuff, crowdfund it. Sometimes a company like Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation will bring an indie under, like their wing or something like that. For the most part, it's a small team of people that make these games. I like indie games, personally. There's a lot of really great games that you can only experiences you can get from indie games. This looks like some type of, like, turn-based RPG, like action-adventure RPG, side-scrolling game. Looks interesting. No release date, though. That means it's heavily in development. Whenever they say wish list, that means they don't even have a tentative release date. It looks cool. They're trying to, you know, market the product, but they don't have a, they don't have any means to release it yet. This looks like one of those, like, survivor shooter games. See, that one's coming out.
There was balance in the world. Now, hunger has crept across the kingdoms. The roads are no longer safe. And in the darkness beneath the roots, a curse is spreading. Kit, a lowly snail. You were not born mighty.
And I feel like I had a kidney punch today. I just feel terrible.
But sometimes, the smallest of us must carry the heaviest burdens. Trust your friends. String your bow. Take up your blade. There is strength beneath the smallest shell. There is courage in the softest heart. Face what waits below and restore what has been lost.
Again, no release date, just wish list it. Are you doing control print? You're not doing full screen, are you? You can't do full screen. I'll be right back, guys.
Up next on the Gamescom Awesome Indies show, a first-person horror roguelike about descending into hell, and you'll only survive the horrors that await if you play your cards just right. No, I mean literally, because it's also a tarot-based deck builder. Have a look.
The path is dark. The infernal pilgrimage. Do not fail us.
Another pilgrim, so fragile. A little firefly that plays with such passion. Your loss I'll savor over and over.
Build your deck, strengthen the souls of your cards, and sacrifice others. For your freedom.
No chains, but pilgrims bound must play or be consumed.
My little helper is getting me pictures for my Nightfall review. Because I can't do both. I can't stream and do the Nightfall thing. You guys will probably hear the movie in the background when I was doing screenshots
Your soul
here.
is branded in Furious, a chance at redemption.
In this roguelike deck builder, just making it to the card table is a tense scramble for survival. And then it's time to try and outplay a terrifying ghoul who absolutely loves making eye contact. Infurious is a unique combination of first-person horror and tabletop strategy set in a truly unsettling vision of hell itself. With only a lantern and a deck of cards for protection, descending through the layers of the underworld is a daunting task. In Infurious, hell isn't an inferno, it's a cold, deathly place built of cavernous structures through which gaunt creatures creep. Though the game's 9 levels are inspired by Dante's Divine Comedy, there's more than a little Lovecraft in here too, in the impossible architecture, eldritch symbols, and the slowly draining sanity meter that serves as your health. It's a world as visually arresting as it is disturbing.
No
The
thanks.
souls that haunt these foreboding halls seem lost, like they've forgotten their purpose. Some lie catatonic on the cold floor or pray hopelessly, while others simply stare at you as you pass. But some of them, and it can be difficult to tell which until they spring to life, are hunters ready to relentlessly pursue a tasty traveler. After several minutes of quiet exploration, walking past everything from gnarled hands reaching out of the walls to shelves of severed heads whose eyes follow you as you pass, a sudden pursuit is a shock to the system.
Very creepy.
Some monsters can be warded off with the lantern, but its supply of light is limited, burns faster when held out defensively, and it doesn't work on the more distorted horrors. A little stealth can be helpful, but inevitably sneaking soon turns into panic sprinting to the next safe room with echoing footsteps a hair's breadth behind every step of the way. Survive these encounters, and the reward is to sit down opposite a creature much like the ones that were just trying to make a snack of you, and play some cards. The deck is made up of 2 things: major arcana of the tarot, such as the Fool, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune, which serve as your minions, and stat buffs that can be applied to those minions to help keep them alive and battle the enemy. The Arcana are deployed across a trio of lanes, 1 in each, and once both players have taken a turn by playing 3 cards, they attack whatever is in front of them in order of their speed stat. If that's an enemy Arcana, they'll deal damage to it. If the lane ahead of them is empty, they'll attack the other player directly, removing one of their 5 lives. The rules are simple, but there's a real tension to these showdowns that echoes the horror of the exploration side of the game. Each card can only be played once, and if an Arcana dies, other cards have to be sacrificed to make that lane available again. So just throwing minions in the way of enemy attacks is a survival strategy that very quickly runs out of steam. At the same time, if an enemy Arcana is able to stay on the board for too long, greedily gobbling up buffs, it can become effectively unstoppable. Anything put in front of it will simply die before it has a chance to get strong enough to even fight back. Preventing that in all 3 lanes is tough, and more often than not, winning the match is its own kind of sprint for survival. If you can't slay an Arcana, you can only hope to outpace it, getting enough hits in across the other 2 lanes to defeat the enemy before they can take full advantage of their creation. Win, and the reward is a creepy treasure chest that opens itself, wizened arms extending to offer a choice of new cards to add to the deck. At first, the differences between Arcana seem subtle, but their unique stats, whether higher in attack, defense, health, or speed, have a big impact on how they're best used and kept alive, so it's wise to consider each new addition carefully. The ultimate goal of Inferius is to descend through the 9 layers of hell, treachery, lust, greed, anger, and a few other unsavory themes, and to defeat the bizarre demonic rulers of each one. That is, if you can survive the mutant babies, fleshy spider monsters, and much worse things that stand between you and the card table. Death isn't the end, at least. It's just a one-way ticket back to Limbo, where resources gained during the run can be spent to enhance and modify the cards ahead of the next expedition into the pit. What awaits at the bottom as a reward for all this hard work? Well, we shudder to think.
This is your infernal pilgrimage.
A new strategy game where 4X meets Colony Sim.
Okay.
Lead your people in a living world and conquer it all. Explore, build, research, shape the future of your nation. Every citizen has a will of their own.
This looks kind of interesting,
Your decisions
but
reshape
I don't like the
fate
character
of the world.
design. The building stuff
Will
looks
you
fun.
choose diplomacy or conflict? No two empires are ever the same. Forge your destiny. Conquista, Tide of Wills.
You're rocking with the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show. As you can see, there's a giant robot here at Gamescom, which reminds me of our next game. A fast-paced, twin-stick shooter, 9 rounds rapid, set on a futuristic space station. But before we play it, we'll hear from the team creating it, right? Right. And speaking of connecting with passionate members of the gaming community, Gamescom.global is the digital content hub you won't want to miss. Players from all around the world get access to streams, trailers, and exclusive content from Gamescom and the games showcased on the show floor, along with Gamescom's shows. It's amazing. And if you want to take up a fun quest yourself, check out Gamescom Epics, our interactive adventure where you can become part of Epi's journey. Through the Gamescom verse, across 7 chapters, new tasks, challenges, and loot await you. Check out Gamescom.global or follow this QR code. But now it's time for 9 rounds rapid.
My name is Joe Plant. I'm a director, lead artist, and a dev of our game 9 Rounds Rapid.
Sorry guys, I wasn't
In a
expecting
previous
this
life,
today.
I
I
was
just,
lead
I can't think.
animator for Fatboy Slim and Iron Maiden. I have always been hugely inspired by games since I was a child. From the Amiga 500 days.
Crazy that his last role of Optimus was in Fortnite.
They've informed my sense of style and production from the get-go, and they've been a huge inspiration for me. The art style always comes first. I can't help myself. So I actually got the art style done first thing, kind of backwards. You're supposed to get everything blocked out and finished in that respect. So I did the art style first, and then we built the game and the mechanics around that. I've always had a very strong style.
So you did the art
which
first,
I can't really escape.
okay.
So it came out naturally. We're all hand painted, so it's kind of the hard way, but it's the fun way. So it's all designed, concepted on pencil and paper, and all the textures are made in pencil and paper. Then the 3D models are designed in 3D, obviously, and then we wrap those textures around the models in the 3D software. Then it's painted digitally on top of that. But then for the hero models, then we re-flatten all that, print that out, and then rework into the original work with more ink work, and then re-wrap it, re-project it onto the models. Through the
That's
process
a lot of work
building
for an
it up
indie
that
game.
way, you keep a kind of organic feel to the work. There's more of me in it as well. It's very fun, it's very satisfying, and the end results speak for themselves, I'd say. How has my past work influenced the work in this game? I would say everything's cumulative in my career, I feel. So everything's growing from the last job and the last job. I'm educating myself constantly and teaching myself and learning. It's informed by it all, but it's evolved from it. My advice to the next generation of artists is to believe in yourself and keep on going and put in the work and just do it. And doors will open. and enjoy it, love the art, and just make it for the sake of it. If you keep on doing it enough, it will work.
And we made it to the 9 rounds rapid booth here on the show floor, and it's time to finally play the game. Let's go.
I mean, this definitely is a labor of love, but I mean,
I had so much fun playing that. That is incredibly tense and challenging, and I almost died like 50 times, but I kept going, and I killed everything I could until I couldn't. That is exactly the kind of game I love. It reminds me of Smash TV or other old school arcade games I used to play, twin stick shooters. It just feels great. The weapon upgrades are awesome. I love the art direction and the robot enemies and everything. It is exactly what I want to play more of. But hey, I should probably let other people play this game too, so let's go see what the folks at Gamescom think of it.
that's an IGN guy, isn't it?
All right, so you just played through the 9 rounds rapid demo here at Gamescom. What'd you think of the combat?
Very intuitive, very self-explanatory. I had zero problems figuring out what to do. You aim, you shoot, you kill, and you move on, and that's what I like.
I mean, probably that
So we just wanna
YouTuber
give
who
you the
does a Peter
certificate of
Cullen
recognition.
impression will
It's
probably be
called
the
Your
voice of
Heartbeat
Optimus
Called.
going forward.
It's
He's
concerned,
done
which
several
means,
roles.
It's very tense and challenging, and that really worked for me, so congrats.
And
Thank you so
Peter
much.
gave him
We
his
very much
blessing too
appreciate it.
years ago.
All right, before
He
we go
didn't
check
have
out
any
some
problems
awesome
with
indies,
that
here's
guy
a quick
doing
reminder of
Optimus
what you
roles.
can expect from Gamescom 2026.
Is this over now? Ooh, a food truck. What is my favorite roles of Peter Cullen? Optimus, Karan from Voltron. He was in Invincible. He was in a bunch of like 80s cartoons. I can't remember the names of. Peter just had like a very soothing voice. For Optimus, he had like that very gentle leader, you know. With Karan, he kind of had like that like caregiver for the Voltron team, but also he was wise.
There are countless artistic mediums that can be used to tell compelling stories or deliver stunning visuals, but one thing that makes games truly unique is their ability to turn players loose in a whole self-contained microcosm they can explore on their own. Up next, we're checking out a few awesome indies that we can't wait to explore for ourselves. Take a look.
Sounds like Beetlejuice. Like, he literally was the voice of a generation, like several generations, because he was also the Toonami announcer voice. Only Toonami. Like, he did that for over a decade. Here's the voice of the Toonami announcer guy. I'm not talking about, like, Tom the robot, the Toonami announcer
you ascended
voice.
Mount Kami with Pro Climber Ava, exploring its secrets and pushing your climbing skills to the limit to reach the peak.
Now
did
it's
it
time to
forever
see how
because they
Ava
were like,
and
hey,
Marco
we're gonna get an
trained for the
80s
mountain
icon and
in
to be our
Kieran's upcoming
announcer.
free
And it was
DLC
Peter
on the
Cullen.
trail. That's right.
So from
It's time
I
to
think
climb
like
as Marco. He isn't as legendary as Ava yet, but he offers a whole
ever
new way
since
to play.
Big
He's a
O.
little less flexible and a bit
Big
shorter.
O and Batman the Animated
Compensates by
Series,
tilting his body to reach
the
distant
Good Guys
moments.
Wear
And
Black
it's even more
promo. He
impressive
did
when a pro
the
climber in
Toonami
training
bumpers
tops
all
out
the
the
way
project.
until I think Adult
And
Swim
we have plenty of new projects
in like
for you.
2015. I
Discover
don't
the
remember.
challenges set by legendary climber Otto Mondo. More bite-sized climbs still packed with the challenge and discoveries you expect from Cairn. Get started in a climbing gym filled with technical routes. And then trek to a tropical deep water paradise and a collection of ruins on a remote island.
Oh yeah, lots of fun things here. As long as you don't mind water.
These new locations up the challenge while dialing down the lethality just a tad. Water hurts a lot less than stone, making
1999 through
Deepwater Solo a great choice for
2008,
hardcore
9
training.
years as the voice of Toonami
I had a
announcer.
splash.
However, you'll still start from the bottom if you fall
That's
into the
crazy.
drink. To preserve Cairn's survival challenge, we've introduced energy mode for these new climbs. You only have a certain amount of energy to reach the top, so be sure to spend it wisely and try not to fall too much. From perilous underhangs to the climbing gym of your dreams, On the Trail brings you more of the sweaty controller climbs you love from Cairn with exciting new twists. Marco and 3 new climbing locations will be waiting for you when On the Trail releases later this year.
In a future where our police have lost all dignity. Are you an actual cop?
Sir, I'm a public safety officer. I enforce the law with kindness and vulnerability.
What?
Where diverse youth dress up like animals.
We are the feral furries, the coolest kids in the Anthropocene.
Where government spending is out of control.
We have universal health care. You didn't pay for it.
If everything is free, well, then I'll take 10 euthanasias. In a future where was I going with that? So what's
Okay.
this last quest list?
Before you die, you have to eat a real steak.
Hell yeah!
Smoke a cigar.
Appropriate.
Drink a Coke.
Oh, I miss Coke so much.
Drive a combustion engine car.
Ooh.
Get into a fist fight.
Ooh, I always wanted to do that. Future? No thanks.
Weird. Duskfade was good. Duskfade was really good. Really fun. I never unlocked the other costumes though.
I won't leave without Lyra. I need to find her.
Hey, the Kingdom Hearts ripoff game was fun.
Welcome to System 60. You've been hired, which means that in this training video, you'll learn everything.
Oh, not this weird game again.
Your primary responsibility at System 60 is testing our new products and identifying any possible bugs. You'll be using our revolutionary geometry testing system. The bugs can be found anywhere inside, so be very observant when traversing the virtual landscapes. But thanks to the world's first fully visualized bug detection, even a brainless mannequin has a chance at success, which means so do you. While System 6D is a technology company, our greatest asset will always be our people. Guys, how am I supposed to work under these conditions, huh? You can look forward to free lunches. Join our friendly team. Together, we can make Geometry OS the shape of the future. All you need to do is answer the call. After all, we've already hired you.
Back in 2010, the release of Limbo revolutionized the narrative puzzle platformer. Since then, games like Inside, Little Nightmares, and Reanimal have explored shadowy new corners of that particular subgenre. Our next awesome indie has similar vibes, but features an extremely novel mechanic that should majorly shake up gameplay. Here's a look at 4 AM right here at the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show.
$4 AM demo out now. Interesting.
In this dark cinematic stealth adventure, the key to staying alive is one unusual tool: the power to clone objects around you. 4 AM's bleak atmosphere and striking visuals draw inspiration from Limbo and Inside, but at the same time, this ability to copy and paste reality gives the player a much higher level of agency to find their own creative and unique path through the game. The name is certainly appropriate. You know that feeling of waking up at some ungodly hour, bleary-eyed and confused, and being spooked by a light passing by the window? That's pretty much the vibe of 4 AM. Protagonist Ayla is on the run, seemingly after having escaped from some kind of experiment or human harvesting system. The world is oppressively dark, but seeking out the light is not a good idea. Glaring beams indicate the presence of the Yellow, a mysterious evil force served by robotic headlamp-faced creatures out for blood. But perhaps it's not all bad, because the Yellow also seems to power Ayla's node, the strange device on her back. It's this that lets her duplicate items around her, and that's the key to traveling across this hostile world. Usually in this subgenre, the environments are just background imagery to shuffle past on the way to the next objective, with anything interactive positioned obviously in the foreground. 4 AM's 2.5D areas demand more careful exploration, because even objects far in the background are still a viable target to be copied. That crate lying forgotten in the shadows, for example, could be crucial to getting up to a high ledge. Copy it, stack it where it's needed, and Ayla's got a handy platform. As the obstacles get more daunting, so the possibilities grow, and the challenges don't have one correct solution. With a full physics engine and the ability to copy a wide range of objects and place them wherever you want, creative players can find their own unique ways to progress. Where one person builds a carefully balanced bridge of planks, another might improvise a makeshift staircase of crates. The system promises to branch off in all sorts of unique directions as different puzzles and environmental effects present themselves. From changing the elevation of platforms by stacking them with heavy objects, to catching a crate on fire before placing it to burn away a barrier, to dropping a metal pipe between two generators to enable the flow of electrical current between them, the possibilities are really intriguing. And that same spirit of improvisation extends into the tense encounters with the minions of the Yellow. Ayla's no match for hulking spider robots, so stealth and speed are key. Duplicated objects can provide something to hide behind, for example, and enemies react to sound and motion, so a crate dropped in the right place can be a clever piece of misdirection. What's really compelling is that at the same time that these elements grant the player much more agency than in other cinematic side-scrollers, they also seem to enhance the feeling of vulnerability. Instead of triumphantly finding the one correct solution, Ayla is always scrambling for an improvised way through, her wobbly constructions often collapsing behind her as gravity takes hold. When she escapes from a mechanical monster, it's by the skin of her teeth, sprinting for safety as stealthy plans start to fall apart. There's no sense of safety to be found here, and studying the environment for possible tools only highlights how vast and mysterious the looming backdrop is. Ayla feels tiny and defenseless as she scrambles past strange architecture and along empty roads. What exactly happened to this seemingly crumbling civilization is deliberately mysterious, with a story that, as in 4AM's inspirations, seem to be told without any dialogue. There are hints of the Matrix films here as well, with humans hunted by machines and held captive en masse in glowing pods. Does that suggest this is another tale of technology gone awry? And just as there's a focus on player agency and the puzzle solving and stealth, the narrative too is peppered with important decisions. As Ayla happens upon different events playing out in the world, such as discovering a cage full of freshly captured people like herself kept locked by a nearby device, she can choose whether to pass on by or to put herself in danger by intervening. It can sometimes feel like there's nothing new to see among Limbo and Inside's many imitators and successors, but 4AM makes one of the most convincing pitches of recent years.
Interesting. Oh, this is a PC game. I've played similar games to this. Wish Seeker. Wish list. Again, no release date. Just, hey, it might come soon. Or not.
The world can
Train.
be crazy and confusing and so loud. So sometimes what you gotta do is you gotta play something really relaxing and calm. Luckily, that's exactly what our next game, Snowtracked, is all about. So let's learn more about how the game was made and play it ourselves. Let's get out of the sun and into the cold.
Hi, I'm Victor, and I make the game Snowtracked, which is a simulation of you just being a kid during winter in a beautiful landscape. And you can roam around, explore, and play around with your friends also. Being a kid for me is you're being driven by your curiosity. So you don't have any demands on you from the outside. You're just like, oh, I want to go that way. So that's the game I wanted to make, and it felt right to have it around sort of you being a kid. I think I've always liked snow and how light falls on snow. And I'm inspired by a lot of other things like sci-fi and those things I've done for work. But for my own game, I wanted to do just nature. So I moved up north to like almost a polar circle. You just kind of walk around in environments like these and make tracks and destroy snow and stuff. When you go to a small community like that up north, you become friends with kind of your neighbors, and they were very surprised. I was like the talk of the village. They were like, there's some guy moved up here, and they could see me recording sounds outside, and moving up there has been like a journey to find sort of calmness. So like in the game, a place to kind of unwind for a bit.
Beautiful.
I found that it's actually a window where you see in to the river.
So this guy essentially made
winter, it's one of the
a game about his love of snow and just
we also have seasons where
exploring.
we go in and reflect on things or rest for real. And I feel like we're not always doing that in our culture. Like we're always on all the time. This is a game a lot about reflection and sort of rest and all those kind of aspects. I wanted to see if I could make a environment or a space for you to be in without.
You know what it reminds me of?
For it. Like if I remove
the game Steep,
points,
but
you
with
still
no
wanna
budget.
Be in the environment, and not anti-game, but a different type of project. Seeing how nature
You guys
is
remember
up
that
there
fun
has been
Ubisoft
really
like
inspiring.
snowboarding game?
And then a surprising thing was also
You
it
could explore a
sounds
lot on
like
those ice
absolute
mountains.
quiet that you can find up there. And it's not like if you have headphones and it's quiet like here. It's quiet like all the way to the horizon. That's been really cool and inspired me to for the soundscape in the game. There's good things if you have a connection to a place also. Who have been moving around, I really like that experience, but I also see things you could really value in the place you come from.
Out of the sun, into the cold. I've arrived at the GameStop for Snow Tracked, and we're gonna check out the game, see what the hype is all about. That was refreshing, so relaxing actually. Playing in the snow is a lot of fun, everybody knows that. And the problem is you get cold like really, really soon. So Snow Tracked takes care of all of that. No cold for you at home, but it's certainly a lot of fun walking through the snow, throwing snowballs, collecting things. It's giving a very, very wholesome vibe. Guys are awesome. You can keep playing. I'll just hold the microphone. How are you enjoying this game so far?
I'm figuring it out right now, but I think I'm gonna like it.
Got it, got it. And do you feel like a sense of like the game is calming or like relaxing kind of, or are you like stressed trying to survive in the snow?
No, I think it's like more relaxed because it's more like a base builder. So yeah, I can relax right now.
Awesome. So if you look for a place for some quiet in the Gamescom, then this is where you should go. What a charming and very calming game. We have a bit of an appreciation for you.
Special category. I feel really honored.
When will the game be available to play, or like maybe a demo? Or?
I think this winter, but definitely during 2027. So thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, I loved playing this game, and I hope you guys check it out as well. Keep watching the Gamescom Awesome Indies show.
Strange stuff.
Up next on the Gamescom Awesome Indies show, a look at some games that are trying new things narratively. Maybe that's telling a story unlike anything we've heard before, or maybe it's dealing with familiar subject matter, but told in a whole new way. In either case, they are well worth checking out.
I never knew much about my grandfather. Whenever I saw him at the lighthouse, he was tinkering with his cards. Little did I know, he found a way to keep his memories alive. I could see them unfold right in front of me. I followed the path and used what he left behind to uncover every fragment of his
Deck of Memories, another card game.
And time flew by. All these stories made me feel like a child again. I'm glad he kept them for me, wherever he is now.
Book Nook. Switch 2, huh? Interesting.
Hello and welcome to Isle Goblin, a game where you and your friends work together to fight off the nasty humans that have invaded your island. Unfortunately for you, it won't be easy, so you'll need to explore for resources, fight humans, steal their strange and mysterious artifacts, and encounter terrifying bosses. Then you'll come home to rebuild your town and help out all your goblin villagers. The NPCs will have little lives and desires of their own, and you can befriend them by giving them gifts, doing tasks for them, or inviting them to come follow you around. Now speaking of friends, the game supports multiplayer with up to 7 of your real-life goblin pals. You can pillage dungeons, solve puzzles, slay humans, and raise spider babies together to your heart's content. Now I've just signed a deal with a publisher, so I was able to quit my job and now I'm working on it full time. It's progressing fast and I'm going to start public playtesting soon, so make sure to head on over to Steam and click this big button here to get in line if that sounds fun. You can also of course wishlist it to get an email when it does release. And with that, thanks for watching and hopefully I'll see you around on Isle Goblin.
There are plenty of games that involve solving puzzles in haunted locations, and lots more that let you dabble in building renovation and interior decoration, and even a few games that feature interactive musical numbers. But as far as we know, there's only one game that includes all the above. Here's a closer look at There Are No Ghosts at the Grand, part of the Gamescom Awesome Indies show.
Welcome to the Grand Hotel, once a glittering jewel of opulence and prestige, but now just a crumbling ruin, a mere shadow of its former self. I am Robert C. McBrushy, and I'll be your guide to the beautiful English seaside town of Kingswood-on-Sea. And you're going to need a guide, son, because folk have been acting a wee bit strange of late.
Every room I clear, the more of the hotel I unlock, the more the house seems to be coming alive. It's almost like it wants to talk to me.
Chris, you need to know this.
Starring Alex
this
Brightman.
house does things.
It's like it swallows people.
Creepy. What was with all the creepy games?
The
Be
more
right
it feels
back.
like I'm walking further into a maze.
Looks like I'm not the only one who's been here.
Aye, it's a popular wee camping spot.
Part renovation sim, part Lovecraftian mystery, part ghost hunting shooter, There Are No Ghosts at the Grand is overflowing with creative ideas. From characters breaking into interactive musical numbers, to busting ghosts with paint and power tools, to literally stepping into a village's forgotten memories to discover its dark past, it's an adventure quite unlike anything else you'll play this year. American Chris David inherits a rundown hotel in a fading English seaside town, but there's nothing conventional about the way he goes about restoring the building to its former glory. Rather than using paint rollers and a power drill, David is handed a set of high-tech decorating guns. They even come with a cheerily annoying onboard AI that's desperate to tutorialize the process no matter how much he protests. The sandblaster scours away old wallpaper, smooths rough surfaces, and obliterates unwanted furniture. The power spray can instantly apply a new coat of paint to a room and somehow even shoot out wallpaper and new floorboards. Objects can be moved around with the furniture, which can also instantly summon up everything from beds to chairs to pianos, and the TurboVac sucks up any loose debris, from fallen leaves to bits of broken furniture, and where needed, ejects it back out again too. With such an impressive arsenal, renovation is quick and easy, especially with how forgiving the game is of the little details. It'll automatically fill in the edges of a wall once the majority of it's been painted, making for a pleasingly gentle experience that's simple, but with plenty of room for creativity. Certain rooms and areas offer a specific set of challenges to complete, such as fully clearing them of debris, putting up a fresh coat of wallpaper, and fixing all the wonky hanging portraits. There's pleasure to be had in carefully picking over the room, searching for all the little elements that need fixing. But equally, if you're feeling less patient, each gun has a scanner that highlights objects you still need to use it on, allowing for a quick speed run through the tasks instead. There are even little puzzles to discover and solve as the decoration work goes on. A set of seasonal paintings, for example, offers a reward if rearranged back in the right order of spring through winter. But beyond the hotel, there are much bigger mysteries in need of investigation. Progressing through the story means meeting the colorful locals, exploring the village and nearby islands, and getting to the bottom of a supernatural mystery involving ghosts, Lovecraftian monsters, and an eerie black slime.
I think I've discovered where the weird black slime on the beach is coming from.
Oh, so you mean it's not leaking straight from hell?
And the best part? Much of it is delivered in musical form. Exactly why the local inhabitants are so prone to bursting into song, we couldn't tell you, but it's a charming way to learn more about their personalities and the village's plight.
No, actually
Thankfully, the
this
musical
looks kind
numbers
of
don't
interesting.
grind the game to a halt, often accompanying the action rather than simply being a cutscene. You even get to join in certain parts, picking dialogue choices that both change the lyrics of the verses and affect how characters feel about you.
Exposed, Amber.
It's not all song and laughter though, and soon things take a darker turn. During a trip to an island that could be the source of the black goo, David gets stranded, and though the decorating guns are handy for creating a
She leaves you
comfortable camp,
behind on an
the
island?
supernatural
Dang.
creeps in. A strange black cat follows David and reveals it can talk in an Australian accent, because why not?
Sorry about that, mate. I'm just looking for the dunny.
Well, ghostly
I mean, I'm
figures
sold
waver
on
in
the
air
cat
and strange
speaking in an
monsters emerge from
accent.
the
That's kind of
shadows.
dope.
It can be genuinely unnerving despite the game's otherwise cozy feel. One sequence involves a swarm of creepy shape-shifting chairs, which could change the way you look at furniture forever. It's right about now you realize how versatile the decorating guns really are. A leaping monster can be put down with a shot
Thank
from
you.
the sandblaster,
What
while
did
an
you
invisible
get?
spirit needs to be sprayed with paint to be revealed, and yes, of course you can suck up ghosts with the vacuum.
Run, boy! Run! They keep coming.
They might just be the key to getting some answers too. Exploring at night reveals strange floating memories, windows into moments in the past, but they can only be accessed by making the area around them match how it used to look, so before long David is discovering classified World War II secrets and dark Lovecraftian truths by moving around furniture,
So what
cleaning
did
up
you
junk,
get?
and arranging books back onto their shelves. A tidy up and a fresh
wanna
coat of paint
why
really
don't we
can
split
solve
the
any
sandwich?
problem then. And as the game progresses, that philosophy is applied across the whole village, and you're tasked with renovating shops and residences all around the semi-open world. A place for
Yeah,
everything
please do.
and everything in its place, including monsters from beyond our mortal world. What could be more satisfying than that?
Don't look so smug. You're trapped here too.
I would do that just for the cat. Just for the cat.
Rest in the living waters. Fear the word and rejoice
No.
with trembling.
Yes.
Where are we?
Okay, this looks cool. This is up my alley. Being and becoming.
Faith that betrayed us.
Don't you know?
I'm interested in this
All
one.
change is progress.
Another story ends, just as I had written it.
Two nameless aspiring martyrs, one for faith and one for mankind. Let us see whose death will
I'll have to rewatch some of this and be like, okay, some of these games. This looks really interesting. Being and becoming. Play the demo. Okay. But no, it just has a demo. It doesn't have a release date.
GAMESCOM 2026 is full of nostalgia, and up next is a modern retro game that not only celebrates our love for classic gaming, but also has its own little secret. I'm heading to the Gamescom indie area to check it out, but before we get there, let's learn what this retro roguelike with a twist is all about.
I was inspired to make this game by a very personal story of mine.
you,
Growing up,
Pretty
I had a very close friend, and the way that we bonded, the way that we shared our time together was playing video games. Every weekend, we'd rent a new game from our local Rogers Video or Video Update, and that was just what we did. It's what we talked about. It's how we built our friendship. And unfortunately, shortly after high school, this friend of mine, he passed away. He got ill. There was really not much we could do in the time that we had. And about maybe 10 years after that, I was back at my parents' house and I was going through my stuff in the garage, my old stuff, found my old video game consoles, and I started hooking them up and playing them just for old time's sake to see what I had, go down memory lane. And his save data was still in those games. So that idea of his, what I call the digital ghost, was still living in those games. And I felt that that was such a uniquely modern form of grief. So I wanted to make a game about this idea of digital ghosts and what happens when we revisit the past through the lens of these video games that we may have shared with someone who was important to us. The idea of this game is that you're actually playing someone else's copy of Dungeon Lurker. This isn't your copy, this isn't your game system, this isn't your space, but you're revisiting the memories that you shared with someone who had it. Even in ways that probably won't.
Ooh, Dungeon
matter
Lurker,
to
what's
people.
this?
It's all pulled from my
I like the
experience
name.
of digging through those old memories. That's what that whole basement setup is. It's an old TV, that whole setup that just hasn't been touched since the 90s or
I
since
really
the
like this. What
2000s.
is this?
And I really want players to feel
This
like
looks cool.
they're, even in a slightly uncomfortable way, they're
Dungeon
digging into
Lurker?
someone else's life through the lens of the games that they played, the media they consumed, whatever it is. We went with a very action-focused, roguelite kind of experience because I love action games.
Really, really cool looking.
Games that we would play together as kids as well. Magic Sword being a big influence there. But also we want players to really feel invested in the game world. Really drawn in to a point where they might even be totally taken off guard or surprised by what happens with the rest of the game. When a game has an overarching meta-narrative, sometimes the gameplay can be very simple because it's more focused on the story. And we want a game that you can really sink your teeth into. It's got pretty intense, more methodical combat. It's a little more arcadey in its design. The story here is really what inspired it, but we're very passionate about the design and the game experience on its own. I think if my friend was still alive and he got to play the game, I think he'd enjoy it. I think he'd dig it. And I would hope and I would believe that he would appreciate it, because I mean there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to say to him before he left. And in a way, this game is a way for me to say some of those things.
Oh, no confirmed release date though.
Well, I've
Looks
made it
cool.
to Dungeon Lurker here on the Gamescom show floor, and it's finally time to play it myself. So let's do that. So yeah, Dungeon Lurker is awesome. I'm so glad I got to play it right here at Gamescom. The art direction is so cool. The combat is really fun and challenging, and it's packed with secrets that I just love. Little
Looks
Easter eggs from
really
that era.
good.
Being able to pull out and see the living room and flip through a manual that has actual handwritten notes in it just reminds me of the era of video games I grew up playing in with my friends. So it just makes me really happy that this exists. I cannot wait to play the full version of Dungeon Lurker. Well, that's what I thought of Dungeon Lurker, but let's find out what someone at Gamescom thinks about it. So Bjorn, you're playing through the Dungeon Lurker demo right here on the Gamescom show floor. What do you think of it?
Oh, it's fantastic. Like, it has really great beat-em-up influences for an action game. So enemies actually swarm you, play intelligently. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, me too. I'm a huge fan of the sort of very crunchy, grimy pixel art aesthetic. The way the camera is kind of panned out a little bit and on this angle is really smart. And yeah, all the bells and whistles kind of underneath the hood of like hopping into the manual, seeing the living room, all that stuff is such a nice touch. Also, the creature design is just amazing.
I mean, whoever came up with the idea for these arcade cabinets, like, needs to get the raise. It looks great.
Alex, thank you so much for having us here and letting us play Dungeon Lurker. It's awesome. We actually want to give you a special recognition. It's called Watch Out. This one's got a secret, and I think it has quite a few, in fact.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us, and we can't wait to play more Dungeon Lurker. And those are just a few of our favorite awesome indies here at Gamescom, but there are so many more games here. As you can see, tons of gamers are on their way to play more awesome indies right here on the show floor.
So you should come down here to Gamescom yourself and get your hands on those awesome indies.
Thank you so much for watching the Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, and we'll see you on the show floor. Bye.
All right, the indie show's over. I liked it. Well, I mean, I liked some of it, but I'd have to go through and name different names of games. Dungeon Lurker looks really good. That other game looks amazing. So I'm going to contact the developers for those. Okay. So anyway, guys, we're going to get Wolverine started for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah, this stream got 1,000 views, so we're moving on to the next one. That's how we do things. I don't know when I'll get around to a tribute with Optimus because my wife and I are working on the Nightfall review. Amber's getting screenshots for the movie. I've already done my voiceover. I just need the pictures to start putting it together, and then I can have it, you know, ready for you guys to see tomorrow. Peter Cullen thing came out of nowhere. I'm incredibly devastated. I don't know when I'll be able to talk about it, like, because I mean, he was like one of my heroes growing up. 80s, 90s. He was the voice of like so many anime characters in the 90s. He was in Voltron, he was in Transformers, he was all over Transformers. Optimus, Ironhide, other bots, background character voices, the voice of Toonami from 1999 until 2008, like as the, you know, the narrator guy. He's just everywhere. Everywhere I looked, Peter Cullen was around. Is that friendly reminder of how cool the 80s was. And it's just like, the older I get, I'm losing more of my childhood heroes and voices that I heard growing up for like 30, 40 years. It's nuts. So it probably, if I do a tribute, it would probably be in September, because I don't even know how to put to words like how important it was to hear that voice throughout my life, you know? I don't, yeah, it's really hard when you grow up with certain actors and they're around all the time, especially anime and voice actors. Voice actors get more roles and have their voices appear more than actors. They're in hundreds of roles in the, you know, in the time it takes a live action actor to be in like 10 movies. They're like, they've done 100 projects by then, you know? But anyway. So I'll see you guys on I'll see you guys on the Wolverine thing, okay? All right, thanks guys.